you've received your confirmation, now you can actually go into the site and start registering students and then eventually download material. So I'm going to go back into the site by selecting English. Now that I'm in here, I'm going to go to the login site tab, select that, and I get my login screen. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to log into the site. Once I've completed that, I'm going to click here, and this will actually take me into the site. So now I'm actually in the AERO, and this is where I can go ahead and I can start registering students as well as withdraw materials from the site. First thing I'm going to do is student registration. This is very important because you need to register students in order to be able to withdraw books. If you don't have student registered, you won't be able to actually withdraw any textbooks from the site, because when you download a textbook or any material from the site, you must attach it to a particular student. First thing I'm going to do is move over to the side menu, and I'm going to select student registration. Now this brings up a use policy. Make sure you read the policy and make sure you conform with the policy. Once you've read it, you're going to just check off this box and select continue. This will take you to a new screen, and in this screen, this is where you will actually start student registration process. Now that you're in the actual student registration page, make sure that you follow these steps. So the first thing you need to do is you need to select your school. The way I like to do this is by selecting the contains, and I like to just type in the name of the school. So for instance, I've got Bernard, and usually I find this is the quickest way to find a school. So when I select search, I get all my saints, and so I want to make certain I pick the one that's Toronto. So I select it and I select OK. And what that again is, it's going to self-populate. Once that self-populates, now I can actually go in and I can start entering data in. So I'm going to start entering in a student's name. And it's important that you add the date of birth. Now, when you're adding the date of birth, make sure you follow the format. So it's 2003. Make sure you use a dash, similar to the example they've shown. 2 digits for month and 2 digits for day of month. Make sure you select the student's grade. This is very important. Make sure you follow the formatting or else it won't work for you. Now, once you've entered that information, you're going to scroll down here and you need to fill in this bottom piece. So the first thing is you're going to look at your main media. What type of format style are you going to download? I usually like to select my main media as PDF text. The reason why I like to select that is because it works in a lot of different programs. So for instance, it'll work in Premiere, it'll also work in Kurzweil. The second text, I usually like to get eText Word. So those are usually the two formats I select. Now, if your students use Kurzweil, you can select Kurzweil. The next thing you need to do is you need to fill out the next section over here. So for instance, the student has a physical impairment, learning disability, visual impairment. I usually select learning disability. You know, you can select whatever your student has. If a student is on an accommodated IEP, usually I'll select learning disability. Make certain though that you also fill out the next 3 questions. Is the student homeschooled? No. Does the student read Braille? Mine does not. Did the student ever attend the Ross McDonald? Mine have not. Once you've completed all that, you need to select the Register Student button down on the bottom. And then just say yes to this pop-up window. And there you go. There's your confirmation. Your student is now registered.